Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now, let's take a look at what the national dailies are saying, and we start with Weekend Trust as usual. And the major story there says, where is the money? Now, you can see what is showing on your screen. When it comes up, you'll find more details on page 4, the breakdown of government's revenue from petrol savings from the first quarter 2025 rose by 500% following the withdrawal of the fuel subsidy. I mean, I've seen also some reports when Ned Woko came out to, talk about the revenues and unaccounted for $300 billion of crude oil.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, actually. What do you think? I mean, you can see the table, you can see the breakdown, Nigeria public debt breakdown from May, June, July. I mean, they are here up until December 2024 to 2025. I mean, you can see everything so far. Mariam, what do you think about this whole drama with... we are seeing that, we keep saying that, oh, we are no more in the watch list of the debt, but then we are still seeing that our dear president asking for another debt. Loan.
It's just so ridiculous because the president has sought loan for more than 3 times now, and
I mean,
the citizens, the civilians,
yes,
do not feel any impact. They
are saying they are not seeing changes, and money is being given. Also, don't forget what they also came out to say that the U.S. has been helping Nigeria with AIDS.
They are withdrawing their aid now.
They are not seeing any, especially with regards to insecurity, but they are not seeing any improvement in that aspect. So where is this money going to? Where is the money from the subsidy removal as well?
Let me tell you one funny thing. When they said Trump is it's not coming to invade Nigeria, it's coming to invade the natural resources. And most Nigerians were like, he should come and carry everything because we don't see anything. It's natural resources helping us.
It's for the elite.
It was quite funny because, but truth be told, do we see any impact? Are we feeling any positive impact on all these things we have?
At this point, I can't help but say, I wish Yaradua, they could explore what he actually envisioned for Nigeria, to see what he could have done. I mean, we've seen what he has done with the amnesty of Niger Delta. I mean, a lot of things I would have hoped that this current government is going to learn from the past presidents and, prime ministers and what have you. But then...
It's just so sad to see how corruption has
and we have lots of money, and yet Nigerians are suffering. Imagine,
then what are they using this money for now?
Where is the money? Where is the money, especially from the subsidy removal? Now, that's the question that Nigerians should be asking also, but you can find more details on page 4. Banditry, residents flee Kano villages. I mean, we are just seeing this also sad story. We keep talking about genocide, but then we are seeing the northern part of the country always fleeing from one state, one community to the other, just, for shelter and refuge at this point. And it's a sad one, but then you can find more details on page 10. My house is my paradise on earth. This is coming from Kasim Musa Bichi. You can find more details on page 14. Terrorism court fixed November 20 for judgment in Kanu's trial. I mean, he has been given the chance to open his case defense, and he has said there is no any case for him to actually open for. And now he's going to be tried and probably sent to jail.
Have you seen the video yesterday when he was enraged and insulting black Africans and Nigerians and what have you?
Sometimes I can't help but feel at this point that man is actually depressed, being locked for years, for 3 years or 4 thereabout. It's not an easy thing to deal with, being confined in a closed place. In as much as a citizen, he has the right, but then if you look at other things that keeps coming up, the charges against him, and he keeps saying no, but then we are seeing videos, voice notes from things that he has said in the past coming up, and those are the things that are piling and adding up to. But if he had opened his case as usual, defending himself, probably he would have made a valid point. But he said he was consulting with his lawyers, his legal aides and what have you, but then we are seeing that nothing is happening. But then we are hoping that, whatever is going to turn out on November 20th is going to be a fair judgment against Kanu. But then you can find more details on page 32. 2.7 million Anambra voters decide on next governor today. So you can find more details on page 23. I mean, you can watch out to see what happens on Anambra's election. You can find more details on page 23, and that's the much that there is for the Weekend Trust.
Now let's see what's happening on Saturday Punch. Bold written is Amupitan faces litmus test as 2.8 million vote today. IG deploys 55,000 security personnel. 98.8% PVCs collected, says INEC. This is about Anambra.
Yes, the election. Yes.
Well, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens.
Definitely, we'll see a lot happening today. There will be 2 ways, I'm sure, with any information that may come up from Anambra today. So
of course, and this is Amupitan first, test
election,
for today.
So, exactly. Yeah. So let's wait and see how he handles it. Exactly.
How Lagos building collapse. Benue headsman wiped out my family. Well, this is coming from Bisman. Next headline is Prophets of Doom. Sad tales of lives ruined by false prophecies. Deputy Senate President to Trump, withdraw your threat, apologize. This is right in page 4 of The Punch. I gave judgments without bias. My conscience is clear, says former CJN Ariwola. This is right in page 8 of Saturday Punch. Right below the front page of Saturday Punch is Dangote Refinery slashes petrol price by 49 naira per litre. Are you listening to this?
So, what did you say?
Dangote Refinery slashes petrol price by 49 naira per litre.
Dangote is actually,
honestly,
I'm impressed by what he keeps.
That's why I had to call your attention.
Because I actually bought fuel yesterday and it's still 950 naira.
Exactly.
And I kept turning to look at the liter like, when is it going to go down?
And the headlines yesterday said fuel is going to become, I think, rise to 1,024 naira per litre. I was scared at some point.
Upward,
yes, of course. Well, that's a good one.
It's going to be a lot for Nigerians to deal with. I mean, we keep seeing from one imposition of tax or import of this, or tax on this, tax on that. I mean, it's just too much. It started with the phone for calls. I mean, with the telecom saga that we had to deal with. We went from the subsidy removal to this, to that. I mean,
there's always an increase in something.
On something. Like, it's hard for common Nigerians at this point.
Well, it's going to be fine. Nigeria is going to be great again. So, moving on, marital troubles. Nigerians in UK decry weekly visas cancellations. This is right in page 11. Page 11 of Saturday Punch. They withdrew 800,000 visas of Nigeria from the US. Yesterday, 800,000. That's what I saw.
This must be. It came in late because I wish I saw that actually.
There's a headline about it,
honestly. But then will definitely to come up in our bulletin. So it's actually that's much.
That's much.
800,000.
I saw it in a headline yesterday and confirmed it. I saw the Does it have to do about the U.S. Trump?
Too far at this point, but then.
Oh well, nursing college run by farmer shot owner detained after Punch report. This is right in page 24 of the Punch. Well, that is the much that there is in the Punch today.
All right, let's quickly take a look at Saturday Tribune, and the major story there says, "Let's destroy extremism before it turns Nigeria to Gaza." This is coming from Bishop Kukah. The writer says Trump is a symptom, not disease. Okay, so now Trump is the symptom, but he's not the disease. No, that's one of the writers. And then it says, ask Tinubu to approach Supreme Court on Sharia in 12 northern states. Now, you can find more details on page 4. I mean, this is actually quite interesting for Nigerians to take a look at and to see what this entails. Find more details on page 4. Our people have suffered enough. Now, this is coming from Tiv Idoma Igede, leader Lobe Ehag. Now, you can find more details on page 13 of the Tribune. Tinubu should partner Trump to stop the killings. This is coming from Middle Belt Forum President Pogu. You can find more details on the Saturday Tribune. And then COAS tells troops, prepare for decisive offensive against terrorists. We keep saying decisive offensive, and we are not still seeing. We see that the terrorists are neutralized tomorrow. We see another set from wherever they're coming from. And there's still this belief that the government knows something about this level of terrorism because it has lasted for more than a decade. You know, since 2009 up until now, and we keep saying decisive offensive, and still nothing is being done. But then you can find more details on page 4. Ekiti governor swears in 10 permanent secretaries, says critical appointments not based on politics. Now you can find more details on page 7. As police officer, I never collected bribe in my 32 years of service. And this is coming from Akiolu Oba of Lagos. And then he says, the writer says, special status for Lagos is long overdue. But then let's talk about him saying he has never collected bribe in 32 years of his service as a police officer. I mean, this is impressive to see that a police officer that has served 32 years coming out to say in the whole of 32 years that he was a police officer, he's never collected bribe. And we keep seeing that happening, whether they know who you are, they don't know you are driving, you see a checkpoint there. Let me drink mineral now. Let me you know, it's crazy what is happening.
It is.
But then we understand the situation
at
the same time, because you know these people go out to put their lives to secure Nigerians, and then there's the issue of police always escorting the politicians. I mean, they don't even want to leave the side of the politicians to go to the field because they don't have the weapons to fight these terrorists. They don't have what it takes to face these people. They have more guns, more upgraded versions of weapons that these terrorists use. Our military, police, security agencies, they don't even have them. And you'll be wondering where it's coming from.
They don't even have it. Their salaries are not even enough. It's not enough to sustain them. Talk less of talking about guns, you know.
And this is sad. But then you can find this more details on page 16 of this particular story. And that's the much that there is for the Saturday Tribune.
Yeah, Fatima, before I go to the Guardian newspaper, I had to check the news about the withdrawal of visas. And it's actually the first. There were many headlines, and some said 800, but I had to confirm, and it's actually 80,000. Yeah, I confirmed from a very reliable source. The other ones that said 800, two of them apologized and said it's actually 80. Because I had to, it's too ridiculous. It's actually 80,000 visas, but even at 80,000, it's still much. You know, it has been withdrawn. You know, and it has to do, maybe it has to do with what is currently happening between the US and Nigeria. So that's corrected. And moving on, we have to check the Guardian newspaper this morning says Tinubu seeks global allies to boost Nigeria's war against terrorism. This is right in page 2. And 5 drug kingpins back 21 years imprisonment over Gabon, Australia-bound cocaine, opioids. This is a news page 3 of The Guardian. PDP sacks Wabara-led but over alleged loss of moral balance. This is right in page 28 of The Guardian newspaper. Credible elections alone cannot sustain good governance. National cohesion, Kukah warns. Obasanjo, Jonathan, Lady Maiden, Alex, Ibru, others hail Abati's intellectual legacy. This is right in page 2. Group comments Diri's defection to APC, pledges to mobilize 15 million votes for Tinubu. This is right in page 28. Terrorism trial, court forecloses Nnamdi Kanu's defense, fixes November 20th for judgment. This is right in page 2. Anambra calm, peaceful as voters elect governor. This is right in page 29 of The Guardian. And right at the top is World Diabetes Day, discordant tuned over sugar-sweetened beverages tax. This is a special feature, pages 8 and 9 of The Guardian. Why Nigeria needs more universities after all. This is right in the back page, on the back page of The Guardian. INEC, crucial reforms Nigerians crave from Professor Amupitan. This is right in page 26, and that is it for the Guardian newspaper this morning.
All right, so quickly, let's take a look at the Saturday Vanguard. And on Saturday Vanguard, Nigerians to Tinubu work with Trump to fight terror. And then the writer says, a threat of military action, wake-up call for federal government. Stop the killings in every part of the country, resettle all IDPs to their ancestral homes, Russia monitoring events in Nigeria. These are the riders that comes with this particular story. You can find more details on page 9 and 5 of the Saturday Vanguard. And then Dangote Petroleum Refinery reduces gantry petrol price to 825 per litre. Now you can find more details on page 6. Obasanjo, Jonathan Kukah hail Abati at 60. We celebrate you. Also, you can find more details on page 22. War threat divides U.S. lawmakers. I mean, definitely there are other factions that say no to whatever it is that is happening, and then there are other parts that say, yes, there is Christian genocide. It's back and forth. You can find more details on page 28. And then the Anambra showdown today, where Soludo and other 15 candidates know their fate today as the election is being carried out today in Anambra. You can find more details on page 14. Marriage is not a rehabilitation center for unraised men. Now, this is actually indeed captured. You can find more details on page 18. When men fail, they are forgiven. When women fail, we pay for it. And then we are seeing how Obuja wife, son killed her. We're talking about Ochanya. Now they are talking about the sister coming out to say how the families that were accused killed Ochanya. I mean, we talked about it last week.
Last week we talked about Ochanya.
Yes, and we are just waiting to see what happens and if justice is going to be served at this point, and not just to Ochanya, but other raped victims and other victims as well. Air Peace takes the delivery of Boeing to 737 Nigerians. Now, Senate clears it over runway excursion. You can find more details on page 21 and 30. Terrorism charge, Nnamdi Kanu knows faith, November 20th as court adjourns for judgment. And then, attention, IGP, these police officers need help. This was what we are just talking about, because little is being done at this point. And we are seeing Regina Daniels and Bolaji. You can find their details, their stories on page 19 of the Saturday Vanguard. And that's the much that we have for you this morning on our newspaper reviews. We hope that you have a lot to actually keep you busy, from today up until Monday when something new comes up again. Definitely tomorrow, a lot of stories will keep coming up. It's Nigeria. We don't go a day without having something to talk about. But then we just hope that this actually fills your day with a lot of information. Then we can go now on quick break, and when we return, we open the phone lines to hear from you if paying of house rent is bearable for Nigerians at this time. Stay with us.